How to talk in English. Have you ever felt shy, stuck, or even scared to speak English in front of others? Do you feel like the words are in your mind, but your mouth refuses to say them? You're not alone. Millions of people around the world want to speak English fluently, not just to pass exams, but to express themselves, to chase dreams, and to be confident. But something holds them back. Maybe it's fear of being judged. Maybe it's the lack of vocabulary. Maybe it's just the belief that, I can't do it. But here's the truth. You can. Speaking English isn't about being perfect. It's about being brave. It's about trying again and again, even if your words are broken, until your voice becomes your power. This is the story of a boy named Zion who once believed he could never speak English. He lived in a quiet village, far from cities, where English was just a subject in books, not something people spoke. In school, Zion was a bright student, but every time the English teacher asked a question, he froze. He looked down. His classmates would giggle. One of them even whispered, "He'll never learn. It's not for village boys like him." Zion felt humiliated, small, and invisible. Every day, he came home with a heavy heart, stood in front of the mirror, and tried to say just one sentence in English. He failed, but deep inside, he made a promise to himself. I don't know how, but one day I will talk. And people will listen. One afternoon at the town library, Zion met an old man reading a thick English novel. The man noticed Zion struggling with an English book and asked gently, "Do you want to learn English?" Zion shyly nodded. The man smiled and said, "Then promise me one thing. You will speak one English sentence with me every day." Zion hesitated. "I can't. I'll sound foolish," he said. The man replied, "Every expert was once a beginner. And every confident speaker was once silent." That sentence struck Zion's heart like lightning. He agreed. The next day, Zion said his first sentence, "My name is Zion." It was shaky, but it was a start. The second day, he said, "I want to speak English." On the third day, he made a mistake and said, he'd go to school. He quickly apologized, but the old man said, "Mistakes are proof that you're trying." That line became Zion's daily fuel. He started listening to English cartoons. He repeated lines. He read aloud. He even began thinking in English. His tongue stumbled, his grammar was messy, but his heart was strong. Months passed, and one day, the school announced an English speech competition. Zion wanted to participate, but fear gripped him. What if he forgot everything? What if they laughed again? But then he remembered the old man's words, "Confidence is not born. It is built." For weeks, he practiced in front of the mirror. He recorded his speech. He listened, corrected, and tried again. On the day of the competition, his hands trembled. But he walked up to the stage, took a deep breath, and began, "Good morning, everyone. Today, I want to talk about dreams." At first, the hall was silent. But as he continued, something changed. People leaned in. They listened. And when he finished, the room erupted in applause. Zion didn't just win a trophy that day. He won confidence. He won respect. And most importantly, he won his voice. He was no longer the boy who couldn't speak English. He was the boy who never gave up. Years later, Zion returned to the same school, not as a student, but as an English teacher. Students who were afraid to speak would come to him. He would look them in the eye and say, "I was once like you. I know how it feels. Start with one sentence a day." That's how I began. His story lit a fire in every heart that heard it. Zion's journey shows us something powerful. You don't need perfect grammar to start. You don't need to speak fast. You just need to speak. One sentence a day is more powerful than 1,000 excuses. English is not just a subject. It's a skill. And all skills are built by doing, not just by dreaming. Every time you speak, even with mistakes, you grow. Don't be afraid of judgment. Be afraid of silence. Because silence kills progress. Even native speakers make mistakes. So why should you fear? Speak. Try. Fail. Speak again. And soon, you'll surprise yourself. If Zion can do it, so can you. Don't wait for the perfect time. The perfect time is now. Open your mouth. Say one sentence in English today. Then say another tomorrow. And the day after that, say a little more. Slowly, your confidence will grow. And one day, just like Zion, you'll stand tall and say, "English is not my fear. It is my power." Believe in yourself. Trust the journey. And remember, it's not about where you are now, it's about where you're going. This was Learn with Saim. If this story touched your heart, like, share, and subscribe. And in the comments, write these words, "I will speak English." Because that's the first step. See you in the next video. Keep learning, keep rising.